Do not borrow the productions of other men's brains and pens, and recite them as a lesson, but make the most of the talents, the brain power, that God has given you. Remember that you will never reach a higher standard than you yourself set. Then set your mark high, and step by step, even though it be by painful effort, by self-denial and sacrifice, ascend the whole length of the ladder of progress. God's promises are all on condition of humble obedience. Nature is the mirror of divinity. In the prayer of faith there is a divine science. It is a science that everyone who would make his life work a success must understand. The greatest want of the world is the want of men who will not be bought or sold, men who in their inmost souls are true and honest, men who do not fear to call sin by its right name. Every act, every deed of justice and mercy and benevolence, makes heavenly music in heaven. Do not sit down in Satan's easy chair of do little, but arise and aim at the elevated standard which it is your privilege to attain. We are all woven together in the great web of humanity, and whatever we can do to benefit and uplift others, will reflect in blessing upon ourselves. The sin which is indulged to the greatest extent, which separates us from God and produces so many spiritual disorders, and which are contagious, is selfishness. God tests and proves us by the common occurrences of life. It is the little things which reveal the chapters of the heart. The great moral powers of the soul are faith, hope, and love. Talents used are talents multiplied. All our words and acts are passing in review before God. All the riches of the world are not of sufficient value to redeem one perishing soul. A kind, courteous Christian is the most powerful argument that can be produced in favor of Christianity. A person whose mind is quiet and satisfied in God is in the pathway to health. We have nothing to fear for the future, except as we shall forget the way the Lord has led us, and His teaching in our past history. The strongest argument in favor of the gospel is a loving and lovable Christian. Our Heavenly Father has 1,000 ways to provide for us, of which we know nothing. The things of nature are the Lord's silent ministers, given to us to teach us spiritual truths. They speak to us of the love of God, and declare the wisdom of the great master artist. True love is not a strong, fiery, impetuous passion. It is, on the contrary, an element calm and deep. It looks beyond mere externals, and is attracted by qualities alone. It is wise and discriminating, and its devotion is real and abiding. The perfection of Christian character depends wholly upon the grace and strength found alone in God. Talk unbelief, and you will have unbelief, but talk faith, and you will have faith. According to the seed sown will be the harvest. A Christian reveals true humility by showing the gentleness of Christ, by being always ready to help others, by speaking kind words and performing unselfish acts, which elevate and ennoble the most sacred message that has come to our world. Music is made one of Satan's most attractive agencies to ensnare souls, but, when turned to a good account, it is a blessing. When abused, it leads the unconsecrated to pride, vanity, and folly. Every merciful act to the needy, the suffering, is as though done to Jesus. Whatsoever is done out of pure love, be it ever so little or contemptible in the sight of men, is wholly fruitful, for God measures more with how much love one worketh than the amount he doeth. The more we talk of Jesus, the more of his matchless charms we shall behold. Next to the Bible, nature is to be our great lesson book. The words of the Bible, and the Bible alone, should be heard from the pulpit. But God will have a people upon the earth to maintain the Bible, and the Bible only, as the standard of all doctrines, and the basis of all reforms. Do not neglect secret prayer, for it is the soul of religion. The Bible is our rule of faith and doctrine. True generosity is too frequently eaten up by prosperity and riches. The life of Christ was a life of humble simplicity, yet how infinitely exalted was his mission. Christ is our example in all things. Study and work will keep in active exercise both the physical and mental. These two, rightly conducted, will not war against each other. Satan well knows that success can only attend order and harmonious action. He well knows that everything connected with heaven is in perfect order. Why the Christian life is so difficult to many is because they have a divided heart. They are double-minded, which makes them unstable in all their ways. I lift my voice of warning against praising or flattering your ministers. I have seen the evil, the dreadful evil, of praising ministers. Never, never speak a word in the praise of ministers to their faces. Exalt God. We are not our own. We do not belong to ourselves. But we have been purchased with a dear price. We have cost an immense sum, even the sufferings and death of the Son of God. It is a fearful mistake for us to neglect the study of the Bible, to investigate theories that are misleading, diverting minds from the words of Christ to fallacies of human production. We need to have far less confidence in what man can do, and far more confidence in what God can do for every believing soul.